Hi everybody. Sorry I'm late again. I had a mini disaster yesterday with my webcam. YouTube Live didn't accept it for some reason, and the same thing has just happened. It seems to be that Zoom and everything is fine, but on my YouTube Live it just seems to not accept it. Anyway, here we go. I just started drawing out the little cactus while I was waiting for everything to kick in. So we're going to do a little gravelly, pebbly base and a structured pot with a couple of lines on it. And this one is going to be like a tree-like structure. A lot of succulents and cacti become enormous, and unless you've seen them in real life, you won't really know that. And some turn into sort of mini trees, almost like bonsai kind of structures. So we're going to do like a succulent tree today. So round we go, and we're going to put some petals, not petals, leaves in and around this structure. You can sort of make it up really. And you don't necessarily have to draw these either. You could just paint them on in little using a round brush and just making small marks. And you could even use other things to make these marks with, like cotton buds, or you might find you've got other utensils that you could use, but have some sort of random leaves around the place like that. Okay, and the sort of trunk or stem would have curved marks on it like this, random again, no uniformity in this, and that just represents the growth patterns on the cacti. So right, I was going to do a blue pot today, so I'm going to use I'm going to go for a light blue, and so yesterday's is on YouTube. If you missed it, because I did do it, but it was late. Don't forget, if you want to rub out your lines before you paint. So yes, it's on YouTube. So, but it's a sort of before and after picture because I'd already painted it. So you can see the finished thing in the second one and the start of it in the first one. And hopefully you can sort of just make it up the middle section. I'm sure a lot of you have done quite a few now, and probably very capable of painting your own cacti. So in with a bit of brown on the stem, paint around those leaves if you can, using a fine round brush. And we are going to put the marks back in with a little bit of darker paint in a minute. A couple of little branches just poking out above here, just to join the leaves to the stem. And then we go in with some leaves. So I've got some olive green here, which I'm going to use, olive or sap green. Now, if you put your brush down, if you fill your brush up with paint, and then if you just press your brush down like that, you'll get a little sort of leaf shape. If you do it the opposite way, like that, oops, and you can get a little leaf shape like that. Can you see? I mean, you can just fill them in, but it's kind of nice to use the brush and the shape of the brush to make the leaf shapes. So just press, put your brush down, make sure it's fully loaded with paint. Press, and you'll get that little leaf shape just by pressing. I need some more paint. You'll find that this dries quite a bit lighter than it does when it goes down. Press, press, press. Just keep repeating the same pressure and you'll get leaves that come out pretty much the same then as each other. You might get some broken edges, but that all adds to the texture of the finished leaf. So that's not a bad thing. And that is going to run, I think, because I've put it near to the stem. So just be careful of that and dry it off if you would rather be a bit more patient than me. Okay, so leave it. It looks dark, but it will dry lighter and you'll get a sort of tonal difference between different pressure areas on that leaf. Okay, in with the pebbles, and I've got some Payne's Grey here, but I'm just going to mix it with a bit of dirt on my palette. I've got some old purple left over from the other day, so I'm just going to mix a little bit of my Payne's Grey in with that purpley colour. Just going to put some dots down here. I'm going to use a smaller brush so that I can get a bit more precision and put those little dots in. And these are like just small tiny little stones. You'd put your soil in and you put the stones on top just for added decoration, but also stops any moisture from disappearing into the atmosphere out of the soil so that the cacti doesn't dry out. Okay, so in with your lines, use the same brush and just do, I don't know how, I can't remember what time it was. I think we're okay. Pop those lines on. If you're uncertain as to whether it's dry, just give it a minute or so. Dry it off with a hairdryer. Okay, there we go. Now, shall we put a little bit of tone on this pot? So I'm just getting another colour of blue here, my indigo or phthalo blue. I'm just going to put another layer on top here. I thought this is working. Yeah, it is working today. Because I carried on painting yesterday without realising that my film YouTube had stopped. We had lots of bad weather yesterday here, quite a bit of flooding, so I'm not sure whether that was interfering with what I was trying to do. Everything's okay now though, the sun is shining. Just going to put a little along the bottom there because I went over the edges. And the other thing you can do is take some yellow and you can just sort of drop a touch of yellow on the edge of these leaves if you want to, but I'm going to leave mine because it needs to dry. Okay, thanks for joining in. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye for now.